All right, hi everybody. I'm Felicity Friedman. My awesome mentor was Joe Jasinski, and I loved being a part of this mentorship program. So I'm excited to present to you today a working public beta version of a project that I've had in mind for over 6 months. Here is the tattoo title, Popularity Calculator. And it's a web app that uses a predictive data science model that I created to estimate the number of libraries a book might end up in after publication. And it's created using Django and hosted on an AWS EC2 instance. The idea for this calculator was born when I was a student, and I'll scroll down a little bit so you can see. The idea for this calculator was born when I was a student this past spring in General Assembly's data science bootcamp program, but the pace of the bootcamp was too fast to be able to realize it in full. So I was able to get the predictive model working in a rudimentary form back in May, but there wasn't enough time to turn it into a real-world product. So cue the ChiPy mentorship program. And it's been amazing because it allowed me week by week consistently to plug away at realizing this vision. And I will also note that prior to a year ago, I had never taken a formal computer science course, and the only coding that I knew how to do was a little bit of HTML and CSS and some SQL query writing. So this program has been an amazing challenge and really leveled up my skills. During this mentorship term, I needed to do 2 things to get this calculator up and running. I'm going to show you the old thing from my GA project. So I had a rudimentary pipeline that I needed to operationalize so that it could work in a web app or something like that. And you can see my little note here. Note, I need to do a lot more work on this, which I did. I was able to do the work in the ChiPy program. And basically, my old pipeline spit out a 1-line CSV that I could run through a Jupyter notebook, and it was like a real mess. The second problem that I needed to solve was I needed to create a web app interface so that the user could input the titles and the predictions would spit out. I have an existing website, 2 existing websites that I actually want to host this on. The one I'm showing you right now is a digital humanities foundation that I started a couple years ago called the Center for Tattoo History and Culture. And these are done in WordPress, and so you can see a little bit of the code here. This is the sort of WordPress plugin shortcode for how to do an iframe. So the way that it's showing up on that WordPress site is this way. And sorry, I'm an academic refugee, so I'm very reliant on my notes. And I think you'd like to know how it works, so let's try a few titles. So, what book title might grab purchasers' attention? So let's try Tattoos Rock, typing with one hand. And your book would be held in 67 libraries. Let's try a more complicated one. I'm going to put this down. Yeah, spell correctly. Ancient Ink, The Mystery of Tattooing, 168 libraries. Let's try one of my books. I actually write about this stuff. World Atlas of Tattoo, 108 libraries. What happens if we change tattoo to tattoos? This is not lemmatized. 89 libraries. What happens if we change tattoos to tattooing? 121 libraries. So you can see that little subtle differences could make a difference in what title you choose for publication. And I still need to tweak the model. It's not perfect, but it's working pretty good. There are some future modifications still to complete besides what I already mentioned. The pink color here is my signature test color. That makes me happy to be coding. I'd like to add some graphics to the interface. to make it prettier. I clearly need to make the input box bigger so people can see their whole query. I need to troubleshoot the iframe solution because it's not working properly on mobile right now. Hence my little link out, if you see nothing below this paragraph, navigate to the raw version. So you can always use the raw version, the unembedded version. And on the back end, I'll show you the back end real quick. This is where all the queries come in, and they're archived with a bunch of information. I'm a total data geek, and I'm super excited to collect a bunch of data on these queries, where they come from, the IP, all this stuff. So I need to do a little bit more work on some of the things that we're going to be gathering, or I'm going to be gathering on these queries. You can see here, website origin I still need to work on. There's IP address, and I'd like to input the actual prediction to this as well so that I have it all together as just something I can quickly download. So again, I can't help but thank my mentor, Joe Jasinski, and there were a couple other people who answered my questions on Slack, Ray and Kevin and Jordan, and helped make this up and working in the real world. So thank you.